Hello, friends. Welcome to Friends and Neighbors. I am your host, Sandra O'Neill, and I am missing my co-host, Sherry Tatum. But do not fret, y'all. I am super excited about this show because we're going to get educated about discovering the life-changing benefits of essential oils. We have here with us Dr. Z and Mama Z. We call here at Friends and Neighbors. Thank you so much for coming. I was about to say, we call on you to educate us and let us know what's going on. This has been a hot topic lately for me, and I'm sure you all have been hearing about this for quite some time, but you recently, Dr. Z, wrote a book just recently, and it has hit the national best-selling. So that tells us that a lot of people are in need and wanting to know how they can use these essential oils. But tell me the name of your book.
It's The Healing Power of Essential Oils, and it's available everywhere books are sold, and essential oils are sweeping over. It's the hottest health craze right now.
You know, but it's awesome because it's more than a health craze, right?
Yes.
It's what God intended, and it's a biblical health, refocusing our lifestyles to becoming healthy the way God intended, right?
You know, when the book of Revelation says the leaves of the trees are for the healing of the nations, I can think of no other substance on the planet that epitomizes that but essential oils. It makes sense that God gave us healing in the plants that he gave to us for medicine.
That is so awesome. And what I also love is that you do this hand in hand with your beautiful wife. And tell me, your first name is Sabrina, but we can call you Mama Z and Dr. Z because you guys are going to really educate us on the healing benefits of essential oils. Share with us quickly your testimony. What brought you into wanting to know more about essential oils? And I want you also to share as well.
Sure. So I was in the 8th grade, and I had just bought, over-the-counter skincare products. Didn't know anything about anything.
Right.
Used them. It reacted with my grandma's well water and literally burned 4 layers off of my skin.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, this is just stuff you bought off the shelf, right? I had like a chemical reaction. 8th grade, which is just a huge time, and it was life-changing for me. So my mom's best friend, a Christian woman, she was an Ojibwa Indian, so she specialized in holistic medicine, and so anytime we had this or that going on, we always called on Mrs. B. And she gave me my first gift of essential oils, the first little kit that I had, and an aromatherapy book. And we literally started using those essential oils, adding them to moisturizers and stuff like that to really help to heal all the scars and the things that had happened to my face, and literally within 6 months. And I heard one of your other interviews where people were making good claims over their bodies, and I was doing the same thing. I was like, thank you, Lord, for a clean and clear face. And literally with over 6-month period, even the scabs and scars were gone on my face. So you can't even see that I had any of that.
You cannot at all. You're absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Inside and outside, because I did get a chance to chat with you before we started the show too. But that's really what's so awesome about our great God, right? He has this all under control. If we were just focus on and really learn and get educated as to what the benefits of his creation is for us as humans, right? So, Dr. C, how did you get into essential oils?
From a completely different way.
Yeah.
Because before I knew about essential oils, I developed a pimple on my face. This was several years ago, and I went to Dr. Google to search up natural remedies, and I found the first 2 or 3 top-ranked articles talked about using oregano, and it said apply it straight or neat on the skin, which is the worst idea ever because it burned my skin, and it created like a
smelled like sausage patties.
I did, but it created
what did you just do, honey?
I know, and it burned my skin. It caused more eruptions, and I'm like, okay, this stuff is just, I don't get it. And so I just marginalized it as smelly stuff that Sabrina's been using since we got married. Like, I always say this, but I'm not going to go play volleyball or basketball with my friends smelling like ylang ylang. It'll take my guy card away, right? And so I was a medical writer at the time. This was about 4 or 5 years ago, and one of my clients commissioned me to write a series of public health reports about essential oils. And I was forced to. It was my job to read hundreds of articles on the internet, research-based articles, not the stuff you get on from the blogs. That's a big difference. We can talk about that in a minute. But legit research, and my mind was blown. talking about how oils can help literally produce what's known as apoptosis, programmed cell death for cancer cells, how essential oils can help balance blood pressure, how essential oils can stop a panic attack like that. And I just stopped and I just like, Lord, what are you trying to tell me here?
Right.
And the long and the short of it is it developed a global ministry where we're teaching people how to use them safely and effectively.
That is so awesome. No, because you have the most followed in social media, is that correct? If people are following you, really trying to get themselves educated with what God had already preordained you to get educated for your work, research. So now, this is so beautiful. It is so beautiful, but I want to grab one of this real quick. But so your book, The Healing Power of Essential Oils. So you started researching, and now as a wife, and you're going, yay! I can imagine.
Well, because even with all of our births, we had 4 successful home births with midwife. We had backup care as well. But when I was pregnant with my first, I talked to my mom's best friend and I said, you know what, I really want to incorporate essential oils with the birth. And so she came up, she prayed about it, and she came up with different blends throughout the phases of labor.
Okay.
And those are featured in the book.
All right.
And so he saw like us use them, you know, in corporation with our family. But one of the coolest things that my mom had postpartum depression, subsequently worse with each pregnancy. And then we thought, well, we're going to do some research and see what essential oils are going to be the best to help with that. So I developed the Mama Z's oil base, which has lots of different carrier oils. And then the oils that we found, orange and vanilla, were some of the best to combat, you know, postpartum depression or just an uplifted mood. Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness.
Do you have one too? Do you have one too?
I do.
Where is
I
it?
have
Where
one.
is it?
Okay,
Let's do on site.
Yes. So this is Joyful.
Okay.
So this is for you. And
Well,
how
thank
does it
you.
work? Show
Let me
how it
see.
so you're going to open it up, and you can. It's an eyedropper full. You can just put it in your hand.
Here, let me do that.
Yep.
So if I need some joy in my life.
Yep, just put some in your hand.
We
In my
anoint the
hand.
kids
Okay.
with
In your
this.
hand.
We
Yes.
anoint the kids in the morning before they go out to school.
From the time they were little babies,
rub it.
we would put this all over their body,
Okay.
and then
Small.
I'd get the inhalation benefits.
Get back in the neck.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yep, back of
On
the
your
neck.
wrists.
On your
This is so great because I've always wanted to try essential
Yes,
oils.
and you know what? And of course we prayed over,
Right.
you know, that I never had postpartum depression, and I never did.
Right.
But you know what? It kept all of our babies were always joyful. Everybody would always comment, and your babies are such happy babies. And you know, really, it's really because of the essential oils we use.
Now, so does this also help with, like, is this the colicky and just, is that what they meant with baby? Well, you know, babies get colic and they get all grumpy. Is it just the soothing oil you feel that gives them that health benefit?
Oh, there's so many different
Yeah.
ones.
So many different ones. Like we have ones for digestion
Okay.
that I think help with that too. Ones for sleep, and all of those have their place. And so we use different ones throughout the day because you never know what you're going to need, and you don't want to use the same things over and over and over again. Where your body, just like your muscle has muscle memory,
Right.
your body will, you know, maybe not perform the same way over and over again. It'll get used to it. So you want to, you know, change it up as well.
Well, that's really neat. So I go back to the research that you did, and then you've been doing this since 8th grade, just by the influence of Mama B, right?
Yes.
But what's so cool about it is you guys working hand in hand. So you started making recipes, is that right? With the different, and your research behind that, how did that blend together to create this book?
It was like practical application meets science, and
I
it's just the
love
perfect
that.
marriage. I mean, just my ministry before I met Sabrina and her ministry just gelled together. You know, the Bible says the two shall become one.
Yes.
That's just been the story
I
of
love that.
everything we've done. So I've always been a researcher. I've always had that mindset. And so when I go to the research and I actually find a clinically proven blend, I go to Sabrina. I'm like, okay, how does this look like in real life? And we really apply because we want to make this approachable for people.
Right.
We don't want this to be overwhelming.
And it can be daunting because we
Yes.
have had conversations,
Yes.
just in my circle of friends, I see that there are different, it's coming up, and I
Yes.
want to do that, but
Yes.
to me personally, the way that I handle information that it's very daunting, I just go, thanks very much.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad it's working for you. But then in my mind, I'm thinking, I really want to try it, but I don't know where to start, what to do, and then I want to ask the questions, because what if I ask the wrong questions? And I'm so happy y'all are here to answer them.
Well, and some of the things that we have for you, I had put together like a variance.
Yeah,
of
well,
things.
show me what you have here. Yes.
This is our.
And all this is in the book, right?
All this is in the book.
This is so easy to make.
Yeah, this is
And
our
again, the book is The Healing Power of Essential Oils.
Yep.
So this is Sweet Sleep. So
Okay.
this is one of the ones that we use to massage on the kids' backs and on the back of their necks and their feet at night. I have one that just loves a good foot massage at night.
Try this one too.
So you need to try this
Oh,
one
my
too.
goodness.
This is make and
Yes.
take. Well, don't worry,
Yes.
you're not going to overdose on anything. All this is
well,
diluted.
that's a good question, because I was going to ask you,
Yes.
can you overdose if you don't have...
Yes,
Right.
all this is diluted properly.
Properly.
We
Okay.
never recommend
Yes.
just willy-nilly use of oils. These are
Okay.
highly caustic. I mean, at the end of the day, you're not going to walk into a lavender field and see a pool of lavender oil.
Right.
I mean, really, one little bottle is 35 pounds of lavender flowers.
That's a good
extracted.
perspective. That's right.
It is. So this is highly diluted with a carrier oil like coconut, jojoba, almond oil, whatever it might be. So it's all safe, and everything we do, we always take into consideration dosage.
So that's another thing
Yes.
that I was going to just run into. So if you do have that concentrated
Yes.
amount, you really have to do your research, or really have to
It's
look
all
into
in the
this
book.
because
Right.
that is
Yes.
a little, I mean, that's scary.
It is. And
So-
like myself, burning my face
Right.
with
Yes.
oregano, if all I would have done is made something like this and diluted, it would have been much better.
Well,
Right.
tell me about
Oh, yeah,
this real
so
quick.
this is
So
Sweet Sleep.
it's in the Mama Z's oil base, which
Wanna
is
try
in
it?
the book.
Yes.
And this is also
How
in the
about you
Mama
two?
Z's oil base.
I don't want to fall asleep.
Oh my goodness,
Isn't
I
it
start
cool?
getting
Isn't it lovely?
This is so
Yeah.
nice.
And this is called cupping, by the way. When you go like
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
That's called the cupping method for someone that's having a panic attack, stress, anxiety, PTSD,
yes.
especially for trauma and abuse. Having a
Cupping.
Swift literally can, because these essential oils, they go directly to your limbic system of your brain.
That's
There's
awesome.
power in smell, and we don't recognize
there is
that.
power and smell. I'm cupping over here.
Yeah.
Y'all, we need to go on a commercial
Oh.
break. We will be right back and come back because we're going to learn some more. I'm so excited. I'm going to cup.
Yep, cup.
I don't know about you, but I am just in heaven here. Y'all, thank you so much for educating someone like me who has no idea about essential oils except for what I've been hearing. So I'm delighted. I'm just ready to
We got
just
the
kind of-
aromatherapy
Yes,
inhalation benefit. We got our little
yes.
DIY kit.
Yes, and now, okay,
Yeah.
so I want to go through some more of these oils.
Yep.
Sure.
Right here, we've got a morning, and this is a roll-on.
Yes.
But it's, again, a blend. Everything is blended. Tell me
Yeah.
a little bit about this.
All right, so this is our morning get up and go roll on. And I don't know about you, but I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work out.
Yeah, well, I wake up at 5 in the morning, but I don't work out.
Well,
I wake
whether
up
you
at
work
5 in the
out
morning
or-
to try to keep up with a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
So this combines great essential oils, and it's only 3 of them. We've got rosemary, peppermint, and what's the third
Eucalyptus.
one? Eucalyptus.
Yep.
So, and it opens the airwaves, and the peppermint and the rosemary are just exciting. And literally, there are times when I've worked late or whatever, and I'm on my way, and I'm just
Oh my goodness.
in the car, and it
Yeah.
really does pep you
So
up.
do you drink coffee?
No,
Because
I
see that to me, you're my
So
hero.
research has shown this, though. So here we know this. We know peppermint uplifts, but you try it. I mean, just
Yeah.
smell it. Like you can't help but just
that's
get your
great.
airways open.
Oh my goodness.
So peppermint has been shown clinically in research trials have been shown to help college athletes improve athletic performance.
Okay.
Just having a drop of peppermint in some water opens up the airways, helps you breathe deeper. It opens up your oxygen so you get more attention and alert, and it actually helps your muscles recover as well from after exercise. So
That's
there's a
great.
lot of clinical benefit to a lot of this stuff.
See, that's amazing.
Like,
because
why have a shot of espresso when you can just sniff some
well,
peppermint?
that's
come
right,
on.
and that's something that it's. In the mornings, I can't function. I have
Yeah.
to, I need some coffee. I mean, people know that do not talk to me.
So you know what's easy
This
to
is
do?
wonderful.
So you see that diffuser? Imagine putting a couple drops of that blend in a diffuser. First thing in the morning, you're groggy, you press on, and next thing you know, you just get energy in the air.
Oh my goodness.
It's preparation,
I'm
right?
definitely gonna try that.
It's preparation. That's what we teach a lot.
Yeah.
Is, there's 5 Ps
Right.
from the military. Proper planning prevents poor performance, right?
Okay, right.
So we want to prepare for the next day's success so we're not just always scrambling to try to catch up with the day. Because we know what it's like having 4 kids too.
Right. Well, you have, no, God bless y'all. I only have one and I'm trying try to survive. So y'all are my heroes.
It gets easier, by the way, because they help each other.
Seriously,
It gets
yeah,
easier when you
They
get
play
more.
with each other.
4 kids, like, give us 5 more. Don't
I
worry.
love
come
it.
on.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer. So
Okay,
super
why
easy.
not regular hand
Right.
sanitizer?
Why not? Is it?
Because it's one of the most deadly products on the market.
It is.
Can I say this? If anyone watching right now can do one thing,
Yes.
throw away the hand sanitizer.
All of it.
Is it just
It has
the
an
alcohol,
ingredient. Oh
or-
no, there's ingredients like triclosan, which has been a registered pesticide since 1969, which has been outlawed by the FDA. Triclosan has been outlawed by the FDA in hand soap and other products, but not your toothpaste, not your hand sanitizer. So people are literally poisoning themselves by hand sanitizer. Plus, the alcohol dries out their skin.
Right.
And we don't recognize we want healthy bacteria on our skin.
Right.
If you
That's what's
kill
causing
all
these
the bacteria,
superbugs.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like basically putting an antibiotic.
We had such a bad winter this past winter with illnesses, and that's one of those things that just triggered when you said, causing these superbugs. But
Superbugs.
that is, I mean, it's one of those things that as a mom, you want to do the best for your kids, right? And you got to clean your hands, you got to make sure you're healthy. And here, as a mom, I'm giving because of the lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
But this right here, so it shows you if
Everything.
okay.
When you were a little girl, did you go outside, play in the dirt, and eat food? You didn't die?
No, I
We need to
didn't.
eat a little dirt again.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We're so
Right.
obsessed with being clean, so we talk about the dangers of all the chemicals in our body care products, and we show people how to use them. Like simple.
That's great.
That will cost someone $2 to make, and it will last you a month or so.
See, that's great.
And all oils are antimicrobial. A lot of them are antifungal and antiviral. Like, why would you want to go to something that could really hurt you?
So somebody who has no clue about essential oils like me, and I want to do this, what would you say would be the first step besides get your book, because this is education is power.
Yeah.
So everybody get his book. I'm so excited.
Well, I would say like the easiest things that you could do was, go to your health food store and, even get an organic bottle of fractionated coconut oil or jojoba oil or any unscented organic hair product.
Okay.
Or and then add your own essential oils too. So what I use typically for something like that is 6 to 8 drops for every 1 ounce.
Okay.
And you can do that. You can get an unscented hand soap, put the essential oils in, shake it up, and now you have your own scented. The sky is the limit with all the blends that you can make.
Yes.
And we have a recipe in there for an immunity blend, which we use in our house, especially during the cold and flu season, and it helps so much. And in fact, people even comment when we get to school, I have a bottle just like that with the immunity blend in it, and I spray the kids down, I spray the car down. They get in there
Doorknobs.
and they open the door and the teachers are like, wow, your car smells really good. Most cars don't smell like this. And those kids get back in and I spray them all down and they know and they're just used to it.
Oh my goodness, that is wonderful. Now, this is aromatherapy. Is that right? Or what's the difference? Is it aromatherapy? Is it biblical?
Aromatherapy is just truly the medicinal use of essential oils.
Okay.
So it includes inhalation,
Okay.
it includes internal use, and it also includes topical.
Gotcha.
So there's 3 primary ways, and we teach people how to use them safely and effectively, because there's certain things you don't want to do, like what if you're on blood pressure pills?
Right.
What if you're on blood thinners? You don't want to be using clove. I mean, people
Right.
don't recognize there's some contraindications.
Right.
So just like someone's not going to go to the pharmacy and get an over-the-counter pain medicine and just take a handful, they're going to read the labels.
Now, for someone
Right?
that is taking blood pressure medicine or they're in medical therapy that's not aromatherapy wise, are physicians blending this together? Is that something?
More are.
Okay.
Unfortunately, though, most medical doctors aren't trained. They're not trained in nutrition. They're not
Right.
trained in natural therapies, and certainly not in aromatherapy. But a lot are coming to me, and they're getting certifications online. I have personal friends that are.
That's great.
And it's a movement. It really is.
That's really neat. And you were saying you were a medical researcher?
I'm a medical writer. I'm actually
Right.
a public health researcher.
Okay.
Yep, and I'm a chiropractor by education.
Gotcha.
And so I have that holistic background. But yeah, being a medical writer published in journals, I really understand epidemiology and statistics. So I can pull from the data and be like, okay, let's separate fact from fiction here. Let's
Right.
get to the truth.
Right. Well, that's really exciting, and it's reassuring to know as well that there is a way that we can do this safely. God intended it
Amen.
that way. Now, so what other goodies do you have in
so
here?
we have one other goodie here that is hiding. And this is the Skin Healing Serum. So I've blended raw organic coconut oil and aloe vera gel, and then use that 6 to 8 drops for every 1 ounce of lavender in it. So smell that.
And there's a powerful
my
story behind your father with skin
yes.
cancer.
So one of the things, and it's neat because you just shake it up and use it.
Let me see.
Right there. So my dad had like open sores all over his arms. Some of them were burned and some of them were from the skin cancer. And he said, no, this is the project. And I said, okay.
I love it.
So he had this tube and he was rubbing it all over his arms multiple times a day. I'm like, well, how long have you been doing this? And he said, for the last 6 months. And he still had all these wounds all over the place. And I read the container and it said that it caused cancer.
Side effect.
The side effect
Chemotherapy.
was
A side effect is cancer. People don't recognize
that it caused cancer. So I said, well, do you want to be healed? And he said, well, yeah, And so I grabbed the
He's
Bragg.
such a burly guy. Like
He
he's
is.
an All-American football player.
So, like, I grabbed the Bragg apple cider vinegar and I prepped the skin because that's going to neutralize the pH of the skin and gently exfoliate it. And he's like, well, I don't want to smell like a salad. And I said, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. So I made the skin healing serum. We put it on his arms, and literally on his hands in the first 2 days, all the minor spots were gone.
Wow.
And then within the first 2 weeks, all the spots were gone on his arms and stuff. And so he wasn't into doing it. My mom did it for him, but it worked so well. And
Also
that was
an anti-aging blend
Yes,
for wrinkles
an anti-aging
and
blend.
sunspots.
Especially with summer also coming, these different seasons.
Yes.
Do you all have a blend for summer, for, what is that?
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen,
Sunwear.
thank you.
That's
I'm
the
like,
other
oh.
thing. A lot of these DEET-filled pesticides, insect repellent, all these things are full of chemicals. Same thing with your sunscreens. There's natural versions of all that stuff.
That's really exciting.
And you know what's really important? We forgot to mention this earlier on. Like, this isn't like hocus pocus stuff. Like, at the end of the day, where do we think doctors and scientists get the chemical structures of medicine from?
Yeah.
They mimic what is in the plant.
That's right.
Like aspirin. Where do they get aspirin from? Birch tree.
You're absolutely right. I'm originally from Peru, and my dad is from the Amazon. And I remember when I was a little girl, we just came to the States, and I had a burning incident in my back. We were playing, and my sister was ironing on the bed. The iron was left upside down. I was playing, and there I have an iron, in my back. But I remember the first day my dad, being Peruvian Inca, he was like, he got the aloe. He did completely just homeopathic. And I remember just being bandaged up, and I'm like, don't I need to go to the ER? But I do not. You can't even tell that I have a burn, that I had that incident.
We want people to learn is you don't need to go to the doctor for everything.
Right.
In the first chapter of my book, I quote a Medscape report that comes from a doctor that said, 75% of people going to the ER have no business coming here for simple sprains and fevers and cuts and bruises. We need to learn, we need our power back. And we, as parents, it's nothing more empowering to know that we can take care of ourselves and our children for most things. And thank God for medicine for emergencies.
Right,
But for the minor stuff, we need to learn, y'all.
There's a balance, right?
Very much so.
And where the Skin Healing Serum was developed was because I had visited Atlanta, gone up Stone Mountain, burned terribly. It was in May. I wasn't really prepared for it. I really didn't do anything. And that Bragg apple cider vinegar, and I did some research and created this, and literally within 3 days, I didn't even peel, nothing. I mean, it literally calmed the skin down. I sloughed it off with the apple cider vinegar, and no scarring or marring or anything on my back.
I love how you both exude the passion behind what God has asked you guys to do. I feel it's a calling. Just sitting here, we have a minute left. How would you encourage someone that has no idea or is in the middle of essential oils and wants to grow a little bit more? How can they reach you? How would you encourage them?
Well, first, we want everyone to know we know what it's like to be sick. We know what it's like to have disease. I know what it's like to have suicidal thoughts and depression and not to be well. And so this is our Bible Health Ministry, and that's why we started drerickz.com. That's why we
DrEricZ.com.
Yep.
We have 30 seconds and we've got a break. It's been amazing speaking with you all. We need to have you come back because we want to talk about plants and how plants can help us too. So y'all, I hope you guys have enjoyed this program. I know I did. So come back, see us next time on the next show. But for right now, have a fabulous rest of the day. And actually, we will be back after this break. I'm so excited about this that we're coming back, people. So I am so glad that we're back and that we're not closing this out just yet, because Dr. C is going to just share with us a little bit more and let us know again how we can reach you.
Yeah, please visit us at DrEricZ.com, and that's DrEricZ.com. And I just hope everyone recognizes that God's given our body the remarkable ability to heal itself under the right conditions. So we have to eat the right foods, do the right things, put the right stuff on our body, and just realize, y'all, there's no way of escaping all the stuff that's going on in our lives, but God's given us the ability to be more than conquerors, right?
You're absolutely correct. We are conquerors, and we do need to be able to get the information that God has willingly given to us. Thank you again for joining us on Friends and Neighbors. I hope that you have been encouraged, educated, and learned a lot about essential oils. I know I did. Thank you again for joining us.